Hey everybody, welcome to Bura. In this episode, I'm going to be telling you how to make money with the Unreal Engine in 2022. Alright, so let's take a look at how you can make money with the Unreal Engine. So, one of the things that I highly recommend that you do is that if you like making games or want to get into anything that is game related is to use the Unreal Engine. I made a whole video about that, but the reason why I think you should use the Unreal Engine is not only one, is it an amazing engine, but two, I think there is the most amount of potential for you to make as much money as possible in 2022 and beyond. And if you are willing to get into this kind of work, this kind of work is not going to go away anytime soon, especially with the metaverse on the horizon. So first things first, how do you get into the game industry? Well, first you can maybe get a job or intern somewhere, but the better thing to do is especially if you're in school, is to make a game and sell it. And the best way to do this is to just basically get the Unreal Engine, learn a few tutorials, and just to make a game. Now, there's a lot of things that this really does help you with. First of all, you get to add this game to your portfolio, and you get to do every single thing in game development. You get to do the levels, the programming, the publishing, which is, believe it or not, harder than you would expect it to be. And all of these things show a potential employer that you know what you're doing. And the best thing of all is that you could potentially make a lot of money off your game if the game is really good. There are tons of solo developers out there that are making lots and lots of money, and this could be you too. The other thing that you want to do with this is you want to use AR and VR. If you don't know what that is augmented reality and virtual reality. And the reason is that if you get some portfolio products out there, or you make a small game using these two features, you will definitely have work, because there is so much potential for both of these kinds of jobs in the future. I can tell you from an employer's perspective that all the people that I hire usually have great portfolios. I really don't care where they went to school. I care about what they can do. And if you can show that you can perform, then guess what? You will be able to get a job. The other thing you can do is make assets for the marketplace. And if you're a 3D designer, this is really good. The thing is that Unreal has a marketplace where you can sell digital assets. Now, the best assets that you can sell are programming assets, because there isn't as many programming assets as there are 3D assets and more. Now, one thing that I highly don't recommend you do is to add in audio assets. Audio assets aren't really that valuable in terms of the marketplace, but if you're doing programming or 3D anything, that is really good. And if you do want to program a asset, pick something that's a little bit more unique and then hasn't been done before. There are a lot of really good templates on there, and I would highly recommend that you do not copy these templates. Do something else that's a little bit different, that isn't really on the marketplace, or it's something that is on the marketplace but adds your own kind of flavor to it. This is the best way to do it, because you'll probably be able to get a lot more traction and a lot more credibility for doing something a little bit different. The other thing you can do is become really good at programming. There is always a demand for programmers, and especially for all the items on this list. If you're a good programmer, you will be able to make money with it. And the other thing is that since programmers are always in demand, you'll probably always have a job either with its Unreal or at multiple different companies. And the thing is about programming is that you can basically do it from anywhere. The pandemic has shown companies that they can basically work remote. Now, working remote isn't for everyone. I have a lot of videos on that. But if you're a programmer and you like working from home, you can actually move to a lower cost area and live in a much bigger house, maybe perhaps in a semi-rural area, and you can have a huge plot of land while you program for a big company, which is crazy to think that we'd actually get here, but that's essentially what the world is today. And if you're really good at programming, they will not let you go, because good programmers are hard to find at all. And if you're really good, then they will not let you go. You definitely want to work with C++ and Blueprint. C++ is definitely the more desirable language, but you want to be able to do both, and you want to have both on your portfolio. The other thing you can do is you can pick a specialty. It can be AR, it can be VR, it can be something that is special, and this is really key. If you pick a specialty and is really good at it, then you can find a job much more easily, because a lot of companies, specifically smaller to mid-sized companies, need X person, and if they know and you network correctly for X job, then you'll be able to find work. And you might be able to work 2 or 3 jobs at the same time. The short answer is that if you live and breathe Unreal code, you will be able to make a lot of money. The other thing you can do is work in the film industry. Unreal Engine has a lot of film features with green screen and particle effects, etc. And in fact, The Mandalorian was pretty much shot with the Unreal Engine, and it's really, really awesome. It's because the Unreal Engine works with realism, and because everything tries to be as realistic as possible, it fits into movies quite well. Now, one of the things that's really important in the film industry is particle effects. And if you know your ins and outs of particle effects or any kind of effects like that, that is really good and really valuable. A lot of people don't talk about it, but if you know how to do particle effects, it is something that is really good and will land you a job. So the other thing is that if you learn all the things that are film related, such as green screen and camera effects within the Unreal Engine, that will definitely help you out. And there's a lot of opportunity in the film industry, but the thing about the film industry is that there is a lot of waiting around, believe it or not. But having said all of that, if you like film, then the Unreal Engine's good for you. Now, the other way to make money is that if you are a US citizen, you could potentially work for the military. The military is working on a lot of VR concepts, and if you work for the military, especially in the United States, has a huge budget, and that budget can be going to you in some way, shape, or form. So if you really like VR, then this might be a job for you, because there is a lot of training in the US military that is going to be done in VR over the next 10 years. And last but not least, this one's a little more speculative, is that there is a lot of VR training. Not only is there going to be VR training in the US military, but there's going to be VR training practically in a lot of other areas, such as driving lessons in the medical field and a lot of like workplace safety, just to name a few. But there's going to be a lot of training in VR here. Now, since I own a training company, I've heard this for the last 10 years. We could get people to do stuff in VR, or we make it interactive, etc. Now, I think this will definitely be a thing in the future. However, it is a little bit more speculative. So if you really like VR and you really like training, then this might be a good opportunity for you. So the last thing I need to talk about is that all of these things kind of filter into the metaverse. And if you don't know what the metaverse is where you can basically hang out in VR in practically in kind of a Ready Player One style. And this is going to happen eventually in some way, shape, or form, and there will be needing for a ton of developers within this kind of work. So the Unreal Engine is probably the #1 candidate to be the best metaverse out there. Now, I would rather have Epic be the metaverse company versus Facebook, but that's a story for a different time. All right, so in conclusion, if you want to program and make assets for the Unreal Engine, this is a really good thing for you to do, because in the next 10 years, there's going to be a ton of potential for any kind of work in the Unreal Engine, because it is so big and it is so amazing. So if you want to make money, you can definitely do any one of these items on this list that I've shown you here. And I bet you that if you learn the Unreal Engine, you'll probably be in a better place than when you have not known what the Unreal Engine is. All right, so that concludes this video. I want to know your thoughts down below. How will you make money in 2022? Will you use the Unreal Engine? Will you do something else? I want to know your thoughts down below. Remember, this channel is new to patrons, and we sell our digital products down below. If you want to learn how to use things in the Unreal Engine, we have a ton of content down below. And if you really like this channel, you can subscribe to our huge library of content. We release 20-60 hours of fresh new content per month, every single month. Our goal is to get to 10,000 paid subscribers. We have monthly and yearly options. If we can get to 10,000 paid subscribers, we can release 200 to 300 hours of fresh new content every single month. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video.